Russell Westbrook really loves attention, just not the type he's been getting the last couple of days. Derek B. said that Keenan Allen could be a salary cap casualty for the Chargers. And LAFC looks to England to possibly fill the void at center forward. Hi, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and start for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. It is February 7th, 2023. A quick personal note. I need people to stop telling me that the Grammy Awards are edgy. I mean, when I was young, when I had a future, we had a singer in our generation who decapitated a bat with his teeth, and now I'm supposed to believe that Sam Smith is cutting edge. Oh, he pushes the envelope. No, you don't. You're a fat guy in a red suit. Get over yourself. Now, let's get back to the sports. If you like the content we put out, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. We do have some decent stuff to talk about today. Before we go through the news and notes, quick look at the scoreboard. Paul George drops 29 points. The Clippers wind up beating Brooklyn 124-116. But meanwhile today, over at Crypto.com Arena, Oklahoma City at the Lakers at 7:30. LeBron James needs just 36 points to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring record. Meanwhile, staying with the Lakers, LeBron James, he's saying all the right things in the aftermath of the pursuit of Kyrie Irving that didn't come through. He's also saying all the right things, because he's about to set an all-time record, which would definitely put him in the NBA pantheon of all-time greats. But one person that we haven't heard from is Russell Westbrook. And it's a little odd, wouldn't you say? Because Russell Westbrook, in addition to being Mr. Triple-Double and a highly effective basketball player for most of his career, he's also known as a bit of an attention hog, right? There have been photos of him showing up to practice, showing up to games, wearing women's clothing. Whatever. That's your thing. I don't have a problem with it. It's your life, right? But if you're trying to do things to be provocative, trying to do things to gain attention, unfortunately, in my opinion, you have to take the good with the bad. You have to open up and tell people what's going on when things aren't going your way. You can't just make it an all, oh, let me be me festival. Now, to his credit, Coach Darvin Ham has been nothing but supportive of Russell Westbrook, at least in public. He definitely took him up when Russell Westbrook did not talk to the press yesterday. Westbrook has not been talking to the press. So according to Darvin Ham, quote, he's showing up, doing his job, being a professional, and that's all you can do for any of us. This is an unforgiving business, dealing with rumors, different things happening. All you can do is put your head down, do your work, and try to remain as professional as possible. And he's done that. Now, I appreciate Darvin Ham's opinion. He's not a stupid man. And honestly, Russell Westbrook has not been a team cancer this year to anything that I've seen. Having said that, if you've made part of your career about building a brand, about attracting attention, the attention's on you, guy. Got to speak up about it. We have spoken a lot in the last few months over players, or the type of players that could come to LA, whether it's the Lakers or the Clippers. But what are the players likely to leave in deals? CBSSports.com has compiled a list of 65 NBA players who could leave their teams by the trade deadline, which is at noon on Thursday. The Lakers ones are kind of obvious. Westbrook, his expiring contract. Same for Patrick Beverley. Although Russell Westbrook's expiring contract is significantly larger than Patrick Beverley's. There's also an obvious player who would leave for the Clippers. That would be John Wall. The Clippers are looking for a more traditional point guard. They don't think that Wall's skill set fits in. But one player that you have not heard is Robert Covington. I haven't read about his name in any trade talks. Now here's the reason though. Covington was once very reliable for the Clippers. He has fallen out of the rotation, and they are still hyping him as proficient at shooting threes and at rim protection, which are valuable things to have on an NBA team, but he's still not getting playing time. So it's kind of obvious they're trying to see what they can do to basically peddle him off on some other team. For the next 48 some odd hours, you are going to hear Russell Westbrook's name, though, bandied about a lot. I bring this up to you because this has been the theme I've been saying since last summer. The overwhelming majority of these trade rumors are absolute garbage. Do not pay attention to them. Just wait. You have better things to do with your lives. Some local broadcaster on the East Coast had a hot scoop, and he couldn't wait to go to Twitter about it, that there's a 3-team trade that the Lakers are feverishly working on, where the Lakers send Westbrook and his 2 draft picks to get back Tobias Harris of the Philadelphia 76ers. You're telling me that the Lakers are giving up 3 of their most valuable assets in a trade to get an injury-prone forward who averages 16 points a game, doesn't grab a lot of rebounds, and doesn't shoot 3-pointers. Those are the type of trade rumors that you are going to hear about a lot over the next 48 hours. Why stress yourself out? It's a beautiful day. Go take your girl or whoever is close to you in your life and enjoy the sun. Football bloggers, and let's be real, these blogs are basically run by fanboys. They were going after each other like jealous boys, all attacking puberty, and they have no idea what to do about the pretty girl down the hall, right? The object of these fanboys' affection, though, was not the head cheerleader. It was Keenan Allen. Awkward, wouldn't you say? So there are the Chargers bloggers who are like, please, Keenan, don't leave us. And then in the meantime, there are these dudes blathering on about how much they love the Cowboys and the 49ers and how they can't wait for the Chargers to cut Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen would be perfect for their team. I don't know what to say about these sort of things because this is going to be one of the toughest choices for the Chargers in the offseason. So we'll spell it out for you. GM Tom Telesco does not want to cut Keenan Allen. He said so earlier this year. He just might not have a choice in the matter. See, the Chargers last year went on a spending binge. They signed 4 guys in the free agent market. The minimum contract that all 4 of them had was $6 million. Some were many more millions than just the 6. And then they go out and they trade for Khalil Mack on top of that. None of it is cheap. So those 5 players have now pushed the Chargers to more than $20 million over the salary cap. 23 if you count the $3 million cushion that they're going to need to sign their draft picks. And on top of that, you know they want to keep Drew Tranquill because the man was a tackling machine for the defense last year. So it's a tough call because Keenan Allen is synonymous with the Chargers offense. But he's 31. And he blasted out his hamstring last year, and his production just fell off. Cutting Keenan Allen can save the Chargers almost $15 million in salary cap relief if they cut him before January 1st. A couple of million more if they after June 1st. My apologies. They could save even more if they cut him after June 1st. If they don't cut Keenan Allen, it's possible to get under the salary cap, but the math becomes extremely difficult. You're talking about cutting other players. You're talking about losing depth. You're talking about restructuring a lot of contracts, which only just kicks the can down the road. So it's a tough call. You cut Keenan Allen, and you've almost solved the problem with 1 player only. The Bolts are not projected to receive a compensatory pick in the upcoming NFL draft. The league hands out 32 of them. It depends on how many free agents you sign as opposed to how many you lose and get compensation for. Oddly enough, the Chargers might be the reason that 2 teams get picks. The site overthecap.com anticipates that New England will get a 4th-round pick for cornerback J.C. Jackson, who signed with the Chargers last year. And the Rams might get a 6th-round pick in compensation for losing defensive lineman Sebastian Joseph Day to the Bolts. GM Telesco also expressed appreciation for offensive lineman Jamari Sawyer, who started 14 games as a rookie 6th-round draft pick out of Georgia. Quote, he really saved us this year, unquote. Yeah, I really believe so too. Thanking him is the least thing that you could do. Last week, MLS Cup winner LAFC peddled their center striker Cristian Arango to a Mexican team for about $6 million. And it sounded strange because the man scored 21 goals for the Black and Gold last year. Then I read that manager Steve Cherundolo didn't like the way Arango played the number 9 position. Now, even for a guy like me who roots for the LA Galaxy, that just didn't make a lick of sense. You don't like 21 goals? You didn't? I mean, if you want to rip your team apart to benefit my team, please do. But don't just could you make it make sense, right? Then yesterday, news broke that LAFC has inquired about Chelsea striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'll never be able to pronounce this gentleman's name in a million years. Aubameyang scored a ton in the Bundesliga. He was also strong for Arsenal and FC Barcelona. But then he goes to Chelsea and he never plays. The 33-year-old was not even part of the roster when Chelsea participated in the Champions League. So clearly he's on the market. Now, how serious are these talks? Couldn't tell you. Because that's where the rumors kick in, and I don't trust the foreign press. The thing with Chelsea, I got to ask you this, if you watch as much Premier League as I do. Have you ever noticed that that club never seems to get the maximum out of its talent? They pay through the nose for all these players. You got to say a Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic here, he's Captain America, the leader of Team USA. The man can barely get off the bench over at Chelsea. And the Blues are just mid in Premier League. I think they're currently 9th in the table right now. Meanwhile, Dodgers owner Todd Boehly bought the team, and he's been going on a spending spree to boost the lineup. So it wouldn't surprise me if Aubameyang is on the market. No disrespect to the player. That's a really difficult name for me to wrap my brain around. I'll do better in the future. Reading the update on LAFC, other stuff is pretty obvious though. The MLSsoccer.com is doing an update on both them and the Galaxy going into preseason. The midfield is thinner than the remains of the balloon from China that got shot out of the sky. So there's that. I don't want to call it a disaster of an offseason, obviously. I like the back line. The 2 wingers that they have are top notch, no doubt about it. But yeah, you need some depth in that midfield. I want to start off with a correction because I do have some Galaxy updates. I looked at the pictures from Saturday's exhibition match and I estimated that there were 50 protesters outside of Dignity Health Sports Park. The LA Times actually estimated it at 100. I'm assuming the Times was there. I was not. I'm going to go with that estimate. MLSsoccer.com is ramping up its preseason coverage because, let's be real, most major news outlets do not cover soccer. Among the players the columnist believes must improve this year, one is a former Galaxy player, Kevin Cabral, but he's not our problem anymore. The other is Douglas Costa. They say he has the talent to score at least 15 goals. How is he doing this year so far? He missed a penalty in that exhibition game on Saturday. So there's that. The Rams have added an offensive coordinator from the Jets. They might go the same route with offensive line coach back to New York for John Benton. But it's not just the familiarity that he has with new offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. Benton is familiar with San Francisco's offensive line. 3 Niners linemen are free agents. Rams running back Ronnie Rivers won more than $500,000 playing 3-card poker at Caesars Palace on Saturday. Now, he finished his rookie season with the Rams. He had started off with Arizona, a cup of coffee with Seattle. He finished the season with 9 carries for 21 yards and 5 receptions for another 29 yards. His salary? Glad you asked. $705K. Yeah, I know. In every Vegas ad that you see, in every Indian casino ad, you see the disclaimer. If you have a gambling problem, you should call this number. Dude, the way I'm looking at it, if you have a problem moving the change, you should consider gambling. That's all I'm going to say. The guy's going to be able to buy a house, and it ain't going to be on his NFL salary, I'll tell you that. They updated the so-called watch list for college basketball awards throughout the season. Tiger Campbell of UCLA is now in the running for the Bob Cousy Award, which is given to the nation's top point guard. He's averaging 4.9 assists per game, 13.2 points per game. The finalists will be named in March. And by the way, the Bruins are currently ranked 7th in the latest Associated Press poll, which came out on Monday. Side note, USC is starting to turn a couple of heads. Not many, but a couple. The Trojans got 4 votes in the AP Top 25 poll this week. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Let me know what you think about Russell Westbrook. Let me know what you think about LAFC or Keenan Allen especially. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.